To quote the great Michael Caine, some people can't be negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. That's really messed up. I'm going for the Mets. Hello everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio. I apologize for that intro that had nothing to do with Paranormal Activity, but it doesn't matter anyway. Today's featured movie, as I mentioned just now, is the latest Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, presumably the final chapter in the Paranormal Activity series because it just isn't making money like it used to anymore. The story is about a very rich and prosperous white Caucasian family living in a gymongous house. That's not a word, but gymongous house. And they start to experience paranormal activity. But turns out this activity connects and is paralleled to other things that occurred in previous films. And it all connects because the final chapter. And you have to end in a way that's climatic. Right? Or you could say, since you see Toby, who is the antagonist of the series, he looks like Venom when he's actually being seen in the activity on the camcorders. So what if this is a spiritual sequel to Spider-Man 3 that Sam Raimi never got to make? What if after Tobey Maguire threw the grenade at Venom and it exploded, you saw a couple little pieces get away? What if Venom became a ghost? And what if he found himself in suburbia of some place in, I don't even know where in America, but it happens to be the home of a Caucasian rich family. And he wants to kill some people. The Ghost Dimension is everything that you've seen before, except this time you actually see the antagonistic ghost walking around looking like Venom from Spider-Man 3. He looks like the symbiote, taking form, hiding on walls, hiding on the ceiling, talking to the little girl, because you always have to have a little girl who talks to the spirits in these horror movies, right? And the parents are just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And you have the one guy who has the camcorder who does not put that shit down ever, trying to figure out what's going on, and then they finally, when they figure out what's going on, they try to get a priest or somebody who knows what they're doing, and it turns out the guy who thinks he knows what he's doing doesn't know what he's doing, and he gets axed, and then everybody else dies, and then, cliffhanger, and then movie ends. That's been the last movies. Looking back in retrospect, it's not how every plot line for each succeeding Paranormal Activity movie follows exactly, but it's in the same realm of possibility. And this film is no different. They try to bring it on you so much that you're seeing the activity now. Like it's something groundbreaking, like it's something you've never seen before, like it's something that you need to see in theaters. But it's actually, in truth, the same bullshit we've been putting up with as an audience for the past few years. The last 10-15 minutes of this film are so insanely ridiculous and stupid. Whether the filmmakers and everybody involved in the movie knew how bad and stupid it was, it's still fun to watch. It's spooky, it's very spooky for Halloween, and it gets you in the mood for the holiday. It doesn't exactly fit within the world and the rules, supposed rules of this franchise, but it's still fun to watch. Despite the resolution of this film, the ending being creepy, because it was creepy what actually transpires, it just leaves you with more questions. And if this is the last Paranormal Activity movie, I know it's a horror movie and you like to keep things ambiguous when you're a horror movie sometimes, but it's not the final chapter because we don't know anything that happens. Things are connected between other movies. Things are resolved in ways. Like one big thing is resolved involving the Toby character. But other than that, there's a lot more going on that could be circulated with questions rather than answers. Looking back in retrospect with the Saw series, because I watched that on a marathon that was on TV recently, at least as stupid and convoluted as that story got, with the progressing films, at least it was actually entertaining to watch, and you really wanted to see how that story unfolded and finished. With this Paranormal Activity franchise, you can only do so much to create a compelling plot. They basically the writers wrote themselves into a little hole because there was really not that much to begin with to make a big expanding story. Because the first movie was pretty simple, it was bare bones. Couple experiencing paranormal activity in their house. That's it. That's nothing, you can't do anything with that. Hollywood just wanted to take something that was popular and milk the cow until that cow was like literally dead. And then when that cow died, they just kept milking for more milk, thinking that a dead cow would produce more milk. You're making these movies on such a cheap budget that when you release them in theaters, people are going to see them as Paranormal Activity. It's a horror movie during Halloween. You're going to go see it that weekend. You're getting profit in return for making it on such a small budget, and you're taking advantage. You're taking advantage of the audience. You're taking advantage of people, and it's not right. When you have movies like The Babadook coming out, like I know gems in the horror genre barely ever come out ever, so you really appreciate it when they do, but movies like The Babadook, we should be inspired by movies like that to have more films like that releasing in theaters on that mainstream. Take influence and notes from that guy James Wan, the guy who just made Fast 7 and The Conjuring and Dead Silence and the Saw movies. People have their reservations about Dead Silence, but look what he did with Saw and The Conjuring. Like, he's actually taking conventional ideas and doing something with them, making them juicy and tasteful and actually enjoyable in a refreshing way for audiences. Do horror movies like that and release them now. Not this baloney. And I realize that me talking about this and letting my fumes out isn't going to really solve the issue, but I have to get it out there because everybody else is saying it too. I know a lot of other people who could do without these films. I know they're fun to watch, but I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, and it's not right. I hate it. It's a fucking fuck! Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, is a horror movie that goes through the same old routine that it has with the previous films in its franchise. And it's just cliched, it's full of jump scares, it's very cheap. This movie is a 1 out of 5, it's an abomination. I hope this is the last Paranormal Activity, because I'm so done with them. I'm so done. Now I want to know from you guys. Have you seen Spider-Man 4? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Facebook and Twitter links in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next time.